When you fall in love, you can't stop thinking about that person. You notice every detail. You wait with anticipation. Time disappears when you are together. And that's how I want you to feel about learning. We're gonna explore this topic through rules of seduction. First rule of seduction is set the scene. You wouldn't propose a marriage or say the words of love in a room filled with this, bright light that make you feel like you're in a hospital, right? Instead, you would choose the intimate lighting, the music, the ambience. You want magic in the air, and learning something deserves the same devotion. I'm talking candles, a playlist which titled Music for Midnight Epiphanies. Perhaps a vintage desk lamp like this that make you feel like you're in a Parisian cafe in 1894 and you are about to write something that will probably change the world. In other words, create a space that's so beautiful. When you're walking into it, it feels like you're arriving on a date with a destiny. That's beautiful. Yeah. And the materials. Forget those sad spiral notebooks from the grocery store. Get yourself a journal that feels like a secret, with pages so smooth that you want to run your fingers through it. And pens of different colors that glides like a silk. This isn't frivolous, this is strategic. Your brain doesn't exist in the vacuum. It's a response to texture, to light, to the atmosphere. When you surround yourself with beauty and the things you like, you are essentially saying to yourself, this is important. I matter. The second rule of seduction, we want to create a narrative, a story. Every subject, every topic that you're studying, it's a story. And you are a detective. Biology isn't memorization. It's a murder mystery. How did this cell die? Mathematics is just a puzzle game. Or think of history. History is the longest soap opera in the world. You're not just studying a French Revolution, you're binge watching the most dramatic series of Real Housewives of Versailles. Who betrayed whom? There's the thing, the moment you assign yourself a role, detective or time traveler or explorer or tourist, studying becomes a theater, something that you take seriously. You stop taking seriously, but still taking seriously. You know what I mean? And let's be honest, we all perform better when there is a drama. The third rule of seduction is the ritual. The Japanese have this concept called ikigai. It's like the reason why you wake up every morning. What if studying had its own rituals, sacred rituals? And there's a big difference between routine and ritual. Rituals are romantic. They are intentional. A routine is drinking coffee. A ritual is making yourself this elixir, the magic elixir. It's not just coffee, it's a coffee with cinnamon and marshmallows, with a whipped cream and some nuts over it. In other words, what I'm trying to say, whatever makes you feel special, a special drink, special outfit even, something soft and cozy, a way that you arrange your desk. Perhaps you put a single flower or, these magic crystals that catches the light. These aren't some superstitions, they are love notes to yourself and the procedure of studying. They are telling to your brain, okay, you are transforming right now from regular you to scholar you. This version of yourself, of course, like looking at all these special rituals will tell you, let's go, let's do it. If you want to try something even more special, maybe you can give this time, your study time, a name. Like you are not just doing some homework or you're not just studying a language. Maybe you have an intimate conversation with trigonometry. fourth part of seduction is a philosophy of play. Children learn languages, and not just languages, effortlessly because they are playing. Play isn't the opposite of serious, it's the getaway to serious. You know what I mean? And we adults, the moment we give it a name like work, homework, for example, we building walls. The moment we call it playing, the walls dissolve like a sugar in a tea. So ask yourself, what if I played with physics? What if I flirted with philosophy? What if I approach chemistry like a game which I determined to win? In other words, learning is very fun if you see it as a fun thing to do. And the last part, I want to talk about linguistics of love, because I love languages, especially love languages. Yeah, thank you. That was great. I know. Yeah. Learning languages deserves its own chapter, because if there's anything that embodies romance, it's the act of learning to speak someone else's tongue. I call it romance for a reason. Learning a language is the most intimate form of studying something, because you're not just memorizing some vocabulary or grammar structure, you are learning how the entire culture thinks, dreams, loves, argues, and sees the world. You're literally trying different consciousness. Every language is a love affair with different way of being human. Like, think about it. In French, you don't say, I miss you. You say, tu me manques, which literally means you are missing from me. You're like an absence in my body. Jeez, that's so sexy. In Arabic, there are like 11 words for love, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Each describing a different stage of falling in love. And here is how to specifically romanticize the language learning. First, fall in love with the sound. Before you worry about grammar, just listen. Find music in that language and let it wash over you. Find poetry and read it out loud, even if you don't understand it. If you're learning Italian, cook pasta while you're listening Italian radio. Make your space smell like espresso and basil. And my favorite trick, give yourself a name in that language. Paola. Actually, when I learned in French, I became Juliette for some time. Yeah. She was a bit more mysterious than me, to be honest. Talk to yourself, I mean it. Narrate your life in that language. Watch films, sing songs, you know what I mean. Just immerse yourself. And the most importantly is be patient with yourself. Actually, love yourself. Admire yourself for what you do to yourself. Isn't that the most romantic thing in the world? So, treat your subject that you're learning the way you would treat your crush. Think about it. When you're interested in someone, you want to know everything about them. You find them fascinating. You daydream about them. You stay up late talking to them or thinking about them. You're not even tired of them the next day. So, I think you get my point. Nietzsche said, we should live as we are creating art. What if learning is your art form? What if every study session it's you painting your mind? Not with pretty colors, but with ideas, with connections, with those moments that make you feel that you just discovered the fire. And Plato would love this. He believed learning is actually remembering. We are not creating new things, but rediscovering what our souls already know. I really hope this video inspired you to crave knowledge the way you crave love. And if it did, don't forget to subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, au revoir, ciao ciao.